Thank you, Alec. Appreciate it. I want to thank everyone for being here today. Obviously, Media Day, it's the start of a new season here for us, and we're glad most of you got to be here today at the Ralph. A few initial thank yous to start off. Jody Hodgson and his staff at the Ralph Ingolstadt Arena, our home here where we play our games. I want to thank him for everything he does and his staff during the season, and especially today hosting us here for this great luncheon. I'd also like to thank some people here, Bill Shaves and Eric Martinson. Thanks for being here. I know you guys, it's a hectic schedule for you guys. You got a lot of things going on. I was on the road recruiting this weekend, and I got to see some video of that softball game and how packed it was, and how exciting it is to have an event like that and an infrastructure like that. And these guys are a huge part of that as far as adding to the tradition and history of UND athletics here. So thank you for being here. I want to talk about our staff here a little bit. Can't have success unless you have great people around you. And our coaches here, Dane Jackson, Carl Gehring, and Dylan Simpson. Can you stand up for 1 second, please? Can you give those guys a hand? Those guys each are amazing. They invest in our group each and every day, whether it's here at the rink, like you saw in practice today at the Ralph Ingolstadt Arena, or you see them feverishly on the road each and every weekend, especially early on here, digging in to find the next wave of excellent players coming into North Dakota. Spend a lot of time here, and a lot of sacrifices go with their wives and families. That's one thing that doesn't really get discussed a whole lot, is the time away from their families, how they're spending time here to help gain success at North Dakota hockey. So I want to thank those guys. And then the rest of our staff, which each guy has a role on our team here. I'm just going to give you a little brief story. We try to do a lot of team building things with our team, and yesterday was an outstanding event. Carl Gehring actually set up through Jacques Lammer, who's at the Air Force Base right now, stationed there. We went out there. They hosted us for about 3 hours. We did some team building things, and it was unbelievable as far as the message that was sent to our team as far as how they do things. And obviously their lives are on the line every single day when you're in the military and you're working for that common goal. But it's kind of reminiscent of what we do here a little bit on a smaller scale, where everybody has a job to do. And our staff here, and I'm going to mention each and every one of those, I'm not going to get into their job and their job description, but the teamwork that you have to have, the guys that are doing their job on a daily basis, it's a big, big deal. So in saying that, I want to acknowledge Mark Pullman, John Fitzgerald, Ryan Leducer, Patrick Swanson, those guys that are in here each and every day, they do a really good job. And Dan Johansson, our equipment manager. They do an outstanding job in our group each and every day with our players. And we have a couple new additions. Dr. Greg Greek, who has been our team doctor for the last 32 years, he's going to spend a little bit of time with his family now. And we have a new addition, Dr. Stephen Johnson. And obviously, Alec, you know that guy, right, at the end of the day? We're excited about having Stephen in our group, coming into our group. And I want to make mention of one other person here. Jim Scanlon, where are you? Right there. Jim, thanks for being here. I know obviously you had a long historic coaching career here at UND and in Bemidji, and you did some play-by-play and color work here at UND before, and we're glad that you're back here. So welcome again. Thank you. All right, let's talk about UND hockey. New season upon us. And I think the question I get is, okay, you lost Jackson Blake, you lost Reese Gaber. Where's the offense coming from? Well, I'll tell you what, there's some guys sitting at the end of the table down here, and there's some new players that are coming into our group. We feel that we have a really good team. I'm going to talk about the depth of our team here in a little bit, but I tell you what, we have some outstanding returning players here that are coming into that are back with our group here again. We brought in 8 freshmen and 3 transfers. I'm just going to briefly rattle off our freshmen and our transfers, and then we'll talk about them a little bit later here. But Max Swanson, Sasha Bover, Cody Kroll, Cade Littler, Dalton Andrew are our forwards. E.J. Emery, Andrew Strathman, Jaden Jubinville are our defensemen as far as our freshmen. The 3 transfers we brought in, we brought 1 forward, 1 D, and 1 goaltender. The forward is Carter Wilkie, the defenseman Kayla McDonald, and the goaltender, and again, you guys got to hammer this down and make sure you get it right, TJ Semptenfelter. So we just call him TJ, all right? So those are our players that are added to our group here. They've done an amazing job of coming in, and I'm going to talk about our leadership here in a minute. but these guys all have North Dakota traits to them when they came in. When we recruit those freshmen and the transfers, they got to check some boxes to get here. They just can't be really good hockey players. They have to have some habits and details that we adhere to. They have to have outstanding character as far as what they bring to the table on and off the ice. So we're really proud of them coming in here. So speaking of our leadership group, again, we vote for our captains, all right? Our players vote for our captains. Louis Jaminik's our captain. Jake Schmaltz is right there with them. Obviously a returning player, senior, has done an outstanding job over the course of his career on leadership here. We have Jackson Kuntz, Cameron Berg, and Bennett Zamolak round out our leaders that are wearing letters. We have a lot of guys that could wear letters. These guys are the ones that are going to wear them on their jerseys, and they're an extension of the coaching staff. They're going to be unbelievable as far as teaching our guys, and they have. The last 5 weeks here before lead up to our first game, they've done an amazing job off the ice and on the ice of trying to get our guys hitting the ground running as far as how we do things. Going to talk about our schedule a little bit, all right? And again, I've already gotten questions. We've had some morning interviews. We're going to have some afternoon interviews. And one of the questions is, Tim Hennessy gives me, who sets a schedule up? Like, are you crazy? Like, at the end of the day, that's us as a coaching staff. We sit in that war room and we discuss, and we're 3 to 4 years out on scheduling, so you never know how good teams are or where they're going to be. All I know is we want to play good teams. We want to play really good teams. Iron sharpens iron, that's how we talk about it, because you play good teams, it's going to make you better. Very first time this year our exhibition game is in Manitoba. Usually is Manitoba, CIAU team from Canada. We're playing a bona fide Division I opponent in Augustana. So we feel that that's going to be a really true test. They're a really good hockey club on the rise, and that's going to give us some good experience for our guys leading into the non-conference schedule. So when you talk about the non-conference schedule, we're going to have Providence for the Hall of Fame game. Jody Hodgson has done an outstanding job trying to wrangle up our alumni coming in here. That's going to be alumni weekend, and we've got a lot of former players coming in here that are going to watch the one game against Providence College, the Hall of Fame, U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame game. And I think he told me earlier today we have about 180 registered already for dinner the night before. And we got about 45 former players that are going to play a scrimmage on Saturday afternoon before our game. So there's going to be a lot of former elite players on the ice that are probably not going to look so elite after a few years of being retired. But I'm telling you what, we're excited about having each and every one of them back into our family here. So that's our first non-conference game. We go to Mankato for 2, always a tough place to play, tough team to play. Then we have Boston University back here. We went out there last year, and I thought that were 2 of the best games that we played out there that prepared us for the season. Top team in the nation coming in. And then we go out to Cornell for the Mike Schaefer Farewell Tour. He's retiring. He has announced it already, and I'll tell you, they'll be fired up to play us, and they're a very good team, and they gave us fits last time they came in here, too. So that's kind of the start of our non-conference, and I'll tell you what, it's going to make us a better team going forward here, and we plan to have a lot of success through that. And then when we get into the NCHC, that's the first year in the NCHC where we have 9 teams in our league. Arizona State has come into our league, and you know what? They're just not a team coming from a lower level. They played Division I hockey in an independent schedule, and they're going to be a hard team to play against, and it's going to make our league better. So we have 9 teams in our league here. We play 24 games, but the polls came out early, and I'm not big into polls because that's just a measure, kind of a prediction or a measure of a place where you are in time right now. The proof is in the pudding at the end of the year in the poll. But I guess at the beginning of the year, they have 8 of the 9 NCHC teams in the top 20. So again, you look at our non-conference schedule, you look at 8 of the 9 teams that are ranked in the top 20, that's a great schedule. It's going to get you battle-tested and ready for the postseason. So in closing here, I got about 2 or 3 things I want to bring up. 5 weeks, we've been going at it right now. Since late August when school started to where we're at right now, we got probably a week and a couple days left till we play our first game. Our guys have done a good job of managing those 5 weeks. We've done a really good job on the ice with high intense practices, sharp execution. We've mixed in some team building things on the weekend. We've done a really good job. Mark Pullman and John Fitzgerald in the weight room have done a great job of preparing our guys here. So we feel ready to go here in the next week for our first game. Depth of our team. And I always usually say this every year, but I truly, truly mean it this year. We had a meeting with our forward group a couple of days ago, and we had them look around at each other in the meeting room and just said, hey, just realize who's in this room right now. You know, whether it's our 15 forwards, our 8 defensemen, or our 3 goaltenders, man, oh man, it's going to be tough decisions for our coaching staff to put the guys in the right spots and in the right lines and deep pairs. And just be patient and be hardworking and earn everything you get. And these guys are receptive to that. You can tell in the practices how sharp they are, how hungry they are. And again, when you have depth where you can have 5 lines that can score, you just don't have a number 1 line. You have 5 lines that can put the puck in the net and defend hard. And same with your D-core. We were sitting here a year ago replacing all 8 D-men. Well, we didn't have to do that this year, but we feel our depth on our D is amazing, and especially in goal as well. So that's going to be a strength of ours. And then very lastly here, got to finish a job. Like at the end of the day, we've done a good job. Those white banners behind me right there to my left, done a good job of hanging those on a yearly basis. We had 4 of the last 5 years of the NCHC championship. We're hungry. We got to finish a job, and we've talked about it. You know, our staff, our coaching staff, our leaders on our team, our players have talked about ways of doing this through the physical and mental preparation of grinding it through. We put a lot of emphasis on winning the Penrose Cup. Well, guess what? We're going to put a lot of emphasis of hanging one of these green jerseys right here. And there's going to be a process and a journey to take place, and we're excited about it. So I want to thank everyone for being here today. I know we have some afternoon interviews, but thanks for being here, and look forward to having you guys in the Ralph on a consistent basis here. Thank you.